up, you guys? It's Mary.
And I'm
You might have to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below, y'all. Today we are going to be talking about Shanteari Weems, the daycare owner who shot her husband in the neck and the leg for raping and sodomizing little kids at her daycare, basically.
My surroundings, I'm doing okay. I have a lot of supporters and people who uplift me and help me survive.
Prosecutors have charged her husband, James Weems, with 33 counts of rape and child sex crimes. He's awaiting trial, and his lawyer is declining to comment.
Don't let them sweep this under the rug. The man is still alive. And
right from the start, the internet was filled with support for Weems under the hashtag #FreeShanteari. She shot her husband, a retired cop, twice in his room at what was then D.C.'s Mandarin Oriental Hotel, where he was staying while providing security at the Urban League convention. The judge said her attack on her husband was premeditated, not spontaneous, that police had told her days earlier that they were investigating him.
So
up to 33.
Yeah.
33 children.
Yeah, apparently he is currently on trial. Mind you,
Yes,
he wasn't
actually, he has
retired.
been charged. Yes,
He has been charged with 33 counts of sexual abuse and rape. So he is waiting trial currently.
Yes.
She actually has gone to jail
I know
currently.
they've sentenced her to, I think it's 4 years in jail.
I'm glad it doesn't seem like they did double digits with her. So I am happy that it's not like a long sentence.
I just felt like, because the judge was trying to say it was premeditated, but I don't think so. I really don't think it was premeditated.
Did she bring a gun with her?
Yeah, she brought a gun with her, but I feel like it wasn't premeditated. I think you're still angry.
Yeah.
You're still angry at this person.
I think
I think that it just, as the time was going, as time was going, she became even more incensed. Like, I cannot believe, like, I trusted you. These kids trusted you.
Yeah.
You know, and apparently they have another, apart from the daycare, they were like known in the community.
Yeah.
For helping minors.
Because he was a retired police officer, actually. On the police force.
Oh my goodness gracious.
You know.
You're supposed to serve and protect. Like, who would have thought it? And it was this demon right up under her. I think you can lose your mind. I really think so. I don't think it's premeditated in that sense. I think in that moment,
I think it was an act of passion.
It's like
a crime of passion.
Yes, when she looked at him, she saw him, it was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she said she's been getting a lot of support.
And I'm sure she's getting support from the parents of the victims, I'm sure, because listen, even though he's going through trial, even if something like that had happened to my child, I would be kind of happy that she actually went and shot that man. Yes. Because that would have been me. I would have gone to jail. He would have been dead.
Like hopefully he's paralyzed or something.
I wish she would have gotten him where he was either paralyzed or he would have died.
Yeah.
I don't mind going to jail for that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a man who you are sleeping with. Yeah. You're sleeping next to him every day, having sex with him probably, not knowing his weenie is also going to little children. And it's just so nasty and it's sick. Yeah. And you're thinking this man's a police officer, he's an upstanding member of the community.
Former police officer.
You would think that he would be the last person to do it. Just to find out that's exactly who it is.
That's what he's doing.
I don't think she should have gotten that much.
To bring the children that they are in a safe space. Yeah. And probably looked at his family like, oh, okay, this is like a 2-parent household. Yeah. They've been together for years. This is a very stable environment. Like, these people are like couple goals probably.
Right.
Just monsters. But I think the judge was also trying to say that she had known, I think the day before she actually confronted him.
Yeah, and they also were saying that she had put in a police report and that they were actually investigating it. So they said she should not have done anything.
Okay.
my thing is with the law.
But
they take so long, and then most of the time, even if you put a restraining order, it really don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean the police officer is going to follow you around and watch you for your benefit. Just because you put in a complaint about somebody raping kids doesn't mean they're going to do anything right away. Most of the time, that's not what happens. But the situation is so dire that you need something to happen right then and there. But they expect you to sit down here and wait in this horrible situation and while they get their ducks in a row. And sometimes it's annoying.
And sometimes, having worked like in kind of, sometimes it's just the way it is. Like certain things are seen as higher than other crimes. And so they will eventually get to it. But I think that
by that time, that person has probably gone and raped more kids, though.
Yeah, sometimes with law enforcement, it's like they're not, sometimes it just depends. Maybe they're not officers available at that time or
my issue with the whole, justice system it's like they have one department for all of this stuff. Like you just have these police officers and everything, where really they should break stuff up into smaller sections. Like they should have a unit for sex crimes. They should have a unit for child abuse. They should have a unit for domestic abuse. They should have a unit for drugs in the neighborhood or whatever. But it just seems like every
wish that's the case. Unfortunately, it's not. It's kind of like
they need to change the system. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, and that's going to take, I don't know when that will happen. It's like even with nursing, they have the nurses doing everything, So it's either them trying to skimp on paying people in order to open up a department like that in the police force.
Yeah.
So that's just how it is. And I do understand, while it's very frustrating, I do understand about what the judge is saying. You still cannot kind of like be this vigilante and take
not a vigilante. I'm stopping somebody who's raping kids. Right. I don't see her as a vigilante. I see her as a hero, in my opinion.
Right.
Just wish she would have gotten a little 2 inches closer to the.
But then something too. I still feel bad for her. Like maybe she should have just this has happened. Move yourself. Move your children. You have reported it. It will. I mean, he is going to have his day in court, and so will you. I just rather that she had not done that, taken the law into her own hands. I rather she had not done that. But I do feel like, I don't think she was trying to take the law into her own hands. I actually feel like she was really upset. Exactly. Yeah. But you just can't do it. I mean, you're in America. You can't do it that way. You just can't, unfortunately.
It might be
That's
also
just how
jail
it is. And I do feel bad that she now has to be in jail. You know, I wish that she hadn't. So to let him be the one going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Let me not be there serving time, just at the same time he's serving time,
Yeah.
Because then it becomes more difficult for you when you come out of society and trying to find a job and all that stuff. Because I don't even know, if they have young children themselves. I wonder about that with mom and dad both in jail.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so in that case, while I understand it, I just feel like I wish someone had intervened for her to see it through, or to intervene before she saw it through,
Yeah.
So I feel bad about that. But yeah, sometimes you do. You want to take the law into your hands, but it's just best to just let the right individuals be the one to exact that justice and not me,
Yeah.
Because I wonder if they have kids, what's going on with them. Are they in high school? Because it's a young couple still.
How long were they married?
I know for a while. They've been married for a while, but when you look at them, they're not she doesn't look to be in her 50s even.
No.
So if they have children,
probably
I'm sure
early
the kids.
40s.
If anyone knows this couple, could you just let us know? Do they have children? How old are these kids?
Yeah.
So that's what I feel bad about. I wish she was at home.
Yeah.
And having that support system right there with her in her home, and she has a comfortable bed to go sleep in the next day. I just wish that was it instead, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I am happy she's getting a lot of support because she's going to need that during these, 4 years and even after. And,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's what's just sad about it. But it's because sometimes, people think, well, you sure you did not know? You know what I'm saying? Especially parents, they're hurt. Their children have been sexually assaulted,
Yeah.
Some of them might be feeling, oh, I'm sure she knew.
Yeah.
How do you not know that you're sleeping next to a rapist?
First of all,
And
a lot of people don't know.
The wife is always the last to know.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I'm
very
saying?
true.
And that's a thing because
Just watch Evolution. Just watch a few
don't
episodes.
think, because especially if you're the kind of person who's like a good person,
Yeah.
you honestly don't go there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what a way to think that my husband is a rapist or a potential rapist.
Who wants to think that, though?
doesn't
Who wants to
occur
think that?
to a wife.
No.
Because if you're thinking that, you should not actually be in the marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that, I don't think that thought ever went through her head.
No.
That this man is some
I think that's
pedophile.
the last thing she thought.
Yeah, I don't, so, but it just hurts. It's like there are no good outcomes right now. We'll see what happens to him after, the trial and what the verdict
I hope they
will be
give
and all
him
that.
life without parole.
He actually deserves, especially, I'm happy that they charged him with 33 charges. So that even if it's 2 years for each charge, that's 66 years right there. But I know it's going to be more than 2 years.
I just think it's odd though, because how does he get to 33 kids? Like how does that go like unreported? Like after usually the first one you typically seems like they get away with, you know what I'm saying? But like after the 5th, you would think that somebody will start talking about it, or parents will start. No, I mean obviously
it's going to be the children to talk about that.
I know, but obviously, yes, you tell the kids. Yes, the kids will tell the parents. But wouldn't the parents start talking around each other, or
no?
Or do you think the kids didn't say anything?
They haven't, and so they realize it's 33 after they spoke to all the children, and then you realize, oh my God, these are 33 kids that we have talked to, that this has happened to. So I just
wonder how that goes. I don't know.
I guess we will know during the trial.
I have no idea how that went undetected. You would think that after the first child says something, maybe a parent will go and tell other people.
No, the first child has not said something. Because as soon as she found out, from what I heard, as soon as she found out from that first child, and I don't know how much later she found out, how much later it took for the child to say something. Because
so
with children, it was the child who told her.
Oh wow!
Who reported it?
How old are the kids that she's watching?
The daycare. I actually don't know. The daycare that you guys used to go to, they had children from not newborn, but from 2 years old to 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also had for the children before and after school care.
You're talking.
So those are children you drop them off. Yeah, yes, you are.
Okay.
You drop the kids off, right, at this daycare before, and then the daycare is the one that takes them to school and picks them back up.
Right.
So there are some daycares there that are like that.
Right.
So I don't know what the age range was, but I know it was higher than 2 years of age.
Okay.
But, once that first child told her, okay, that was it. She responded right away. But I don't know how long it took.
Yeah.
He obviously had gone through 33 of them, because now when they were talking to the children, because once she reported that first one, now we got to talk to all the kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then as you're questioning them, it happens 33. Such a monster.
Just like he went
so
rampant all through the dog daycare. Like that's just crazy to me.
And you can,
no shame.
No, but you can imagine the child, right? My mommy and daddy brings me here, right?
I'm sure they might.
So now this happens. A child is not equipped to understand what is going on, to even understand if this is right or wrong. Because, you don't know what this monster is telling them. He will say, oh, this is fine, whatever. All the child knows is that the people I feel safe with brings me each day here. And they talk to him smiling. So obviously they must like this person. So, and then when they're leaving,
they probably really have no sense of what the hell's going on, really.
And you never know how he was being. Like, if one child he sees, is crying a lot, you never know when that mother or father comes to pick up the child, he could be there like, oh, they've been really weepy today. They missed you, or their teddy bear at home, or something. And then the parents like, oh, okay. So in the parents' mind, oh, okay, this child is just
and also
crying
there are probably
today.
Parents that are busy. They're obviously not stay-at-home moms having to take care of their kid, take their kids to a daycare, or dads or whatever. Exactly. So they're busy. They're not really like. It's just sad that this man went to 33 kids. And I have an issue with a man being around a daycare. Personally, I mean, if you're not a mother, if you're not a single father, there's no reason for you to be around that many kids. As far as I'm concerned, like that, I would find it odd if the husband is more at the daycare all the time. Yeah, like what you doing there? Yeah,
I mean, for me,
you ain't watching a football game or something.
For me personally, I feel like it's. For me, I don't think I'll go to a daycare where there's a man that runs it and he's the only one. And the reason why, especially if I have all sons, that's different. But I have daughters, right? I have a daughter. So my thing is, I don't allow my daughter to be disciplined by
a man.
I feel as though that's the woman's parts to do
I think
that.
The same gender should discipline the same gender.
So that's kind of where I am. I feel as though women are equipped to discipline young boys because we have that nurturing thing. But I feel like for men, I don't want them I don't want a man who is not my daughter's father, certainly not my daughter's father, to be there even trying to tell her something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or correct her or whatever, because I don't want her to feel like, oh, he's corrected me harshly. No. So that's why for me, I cannot see myself ever going to a daycare only run by a man. No, I'm not doing that. Yeah. At all. But it's just so sad. And the thing is, this guy is a predator. I don't think this is his first go around.
Of course not. 33
and so
times.
The fact that he did this to this many children, it just shows me how he was very crafty. Because, like the example I gave,
his power on the police force. I'm sure.
And then when you think about it, anytime the parent comes, I'm sure he has a story to tell. For whatever child it seems is acting up or whatever,
acting weird,
or it's abnormal, acting not the child's norm, and so that parent is like, you trust them, right? They're like your village, helping you take care of your child, so you trust these people. You know what I'm saying? So
it's just sad. All the way around.
Let me just say this. I had a my kids were at a daycare before I started to homeschool. And I remember the guy,
Mr. Frank?
Yes.
Yeah.
His daughter ran the facility.
I remember him.
The daughter ran the facility, and then he was the father, right? Who was there for the after school and before school care. Anyhow, he was there telling me, Miss Muhammad, your son, he was calling to complain, right? And so I'm listening to him, and for me, I always take my children's side. Always. I'm always going to make excuses for them. I don't trust nobody but myself when it comes to my kid. And I will always take their side. That's how my parents were with me. Yeah. Even though my father was strict, but that's how they were with me. We are a family. I'm not going to let someone just dog you out. This man felt, and thank God it was, I was getting them out. It was like the last week of school, and then after that, they were no longer going to be going to school anyway. I was going to be homeschooling them. And he was just like, you know something, Miss Muhammad, your child is a demon. That boy is a demon. That's why I got to tell you. He is bad, he is bad, he is bad. And the thing is, when you try to correct him, he will tell you that he's there. And I have no idea where your brother got that from. But he used to say that all the time, especially if a guy... I remember one time he went into the bathroom.
You know, Rashi's not very trusting of men. He's actually not trusting of anybody, actually. Like, he is very standoffish.
He doesn't have that, exactly. So even when he has never been that kind of child that you can smile to and the child will smile. He doesn't.
I mean, I was that child.
Always, you were happy. But he is very, and I think it happens for us mothers in the womb. If our lives are not going well while that child is in your womb, when they come out,
they feel it.
They don't trust.
Yeah.
They just don't. It does affect what goes on in your womb. And that's what I found out. But yeah, he was like, he knew he wasn't going to see my kids no more. And he just had to say that. And I was like, well, he's not a demon, Mr. Frank. He really is not. But it takes a while for him to, ease up. But it's been going on a year now. You will think he will have softened up. But no. And when you tell him to do something he don't want to do, he's as stubborn ghost. And it is abnormal for a little child to be that way. I was just like, thank you so much for your service. For the service you gave. Damn. Call my child a whole demon because he doesn't like to play with people.
I don't even think Rashi had a temper at that time either.
Well, yes, he actually did. But he got out of it by the time he was 7.
Yeah.
And that was the last time he had a temper tantrum. But yeah, Mr. Fred told someone, and I was like, after that, I was like, wow. And he showed me something that you cannot really trust these people at the daycare.
Yeah.
Because he had been holding this in for a whole year. And I think also maybe he was a little frightened to do anything to my children. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure he knew how you were.
Well, also because the kids were talking.
Yeah.
Right? This is a child who is challenging your authority, so for sure he's gonna report you if you do something to him.
If you lay one finger on me, I'm telling my mama she don't call the police.
And then the other thing too, I'm always asking them questions. How was your day today? And all this stuff. No one touched you inappropriately.
Yeah, you
I always ask them that.
Yeah.
So but I was just after that. I just thank God. I was like, thank God my kids are out of there. But it really opened my eyes. My kids have been going there for over a year. And this man does not like this child.
Yeah.
And I did not know it. I did not know it until at the end. When he knew I was going to be homeschooling, my kids ain't coming back no more. He just told me how he really felt. So it's the same thing with this monster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He knows what he needs to say to the parent.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's just a monster. He is a sicko pedophile.
Yeah.
And I just wish, like I said, that it went differently. But we will follow this case. You guys get down in the comments and tell us what you think. Will you take your daughters to a daycare that's run only by a guy? Do you feel like this lady, she was just taken aback, as I'm sure the parents were?
Yeah.
That this was something new for her? Do you agree with her shooting him?
I just wish they had stricter laws.
Yeah.
In some countries where they castrate you for rape. I wish they had that law.
Well, the thing is, even in those countries now, especially with all these, international, microscopes on certain parts of the world, it wouldn't be something that they will actually put in their law book for someone to go find. But, you do have...
What you saying, they're going to do it underneath the table?
Well, let's just say that things may happen that is not said out.
Oh, so you're saying it's not legal for real, for real?
Well, it's not that it's not legal. It's just that it's not something that's announced to the world. What goes on, right? I mean, every country is a sovereign nation, so every nation can do whatever the hell they want to do. But of course, it's not something that you're going to go and say, "Hey, over here we castrate rapists." It's not something you're going to say out to the world and put it in front of
I'm not saying they have to announce it.
No, but I'm just, yes, of course, if there were laws, even in America, that people were going to be castrated.
I'm sure there'll be less crime, but you get to go to jail. You get to have your iPad. You get to go watch your little porn on the iPad. Download all your apps. Get to have your ramen noodles and eat your soda. Have your sodas and all that stuff. Living a cushy life. Getting people to send you money. I mean, it seems like jail is like some luxury vacation. It really looks like it's a daycare.
And we should know. We have been watching Life
After Lockup.
So
he was getting booty pics sent to him, women twerking, like had a whole iPad.
I was shocked about that.
If somebody did something wrong to me, I don't think I want them to go to jail. I think I would prefer if they just died. In my opinion. Yeah. I mean, it seems too cushy
I just wish that she hadn't, because I don't know if she has any children.
I hope they sentence him to death. That's what I hope. That would be lovely.
It depends on what state. It's not all the states in America.
What state are they in? We have to find out. If y'all know, comment down below.
I read about it, but I cannot remember now. But it's not all the states where the death penalty is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, most states, I think, don't have the death penalty anymore.
Okay.
But there are some states that do. So, anyway.
Yeah, y'all, but it's Mary.
And Amma.
We invite y'all to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment. And we're just sending our prayers and love for the sister
and the victims
behind bars, and for the children
and the parents
and those parents who have to go through this.
Yeah.
So, just our prayers and our thoughts and love with you.
Yeah, y'all. Bye.